अद्य शनिवासरः अथवा मंदवासरः चैत्रकृष्ण त्रयोदशी दिनांक 14 एप्रिल 2018 चरक चिकित्सा स्थान अध्याय 23 सूत्र 35 ते 37 चक्रपाणी शंखं चक्रं गलौकान् दधतमृतघटं चारुदोर्भिश्चतुर्भिः सूक्ष्मस्वच्छातिरुद्यांशुकपरिविलसन् मौलिमम्भोजनेत्रं कालाम्भोदोज्ज्वलाङ्गं कटितटविलसच्चारुपीताम्बराढ्यं वन्दे धन्वन्तरिं तं निखिलगदवनप्रौढदावाग्निलीलम् प्रौढदावाग्निलीलम् ब्रह्मणो हि समारब्धा मात्रे आद्येषु पूजिताम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् आयुर्वेदरतं वन्दे माधवाख्यं महागुरुम् आयुर्वेदामृतं सर्वं शिष्येभ्यो यः प्रदत्तवान् द्रष्टाज्ञानी दृष्टकर्मा कृतकर्मा तथैव च अध्यापको विषक्श्रेष्ठो महान् संशोधकस्तथा गुणैरेतैः समुदितैः यत्कार्यं प्रथमोऽभ्यसः समृद्ध्यर्थं हि कार्यस्य वयं नु प्रयतामहे सरस्वत्यै नमो यस्याः प्रसादात् पुण्यकर्मभिः बुद्धिदर्पणसङ्क्रान्तं जगदध्यक्षमीक्षते आत्रेयं प्रथमं वन्दे आयुर्वेदजगद्गुरुम् आयुर्वेदामृतं सर्वं शिष्येभ्यो यः प्रदत्तवान् द्रष्टाज्ञानी आयुर्वेदामृतं सर्वं गृहीत्वा हि सुरेश्वरात् अग्निवेशादिकेभ्यो यत्रेच्छत्नमि सत्तमः प्रथमं तन्त्रकर्तारम् अग्निवेशं नमाम्यहम्। अद्य शनिवासरः अथवा मंदवासरः चैत्र कृष्ण त्रयोदशी दिनांक 14 एप्रिल 2018 चरक चिकित्सा स्थान अध्याय 23 सूत्र क्रमांक 35-37 विषय चिकित्सित मंत्रारिष्टोत्कर्तन निष्पीडन चूषणाग्निपरिषेकाः अवगाह रक्तमोक्षण वमन विरेकौषधा विरेकोपधानानि हृदयावरणाञ्जन नस्य धूमलेह औषध प्रशमनानि प्रतिसारणं प्रतिविषं ससंज्ञा संस्थापनं लेपः मृतसञ्जीवनमेव च विंशतिरेते चतुर्भिरधिकाः स्युरुपक्रमाः यथा ये यत्र योज्याः शृणुता तथा तान्। इदानीं ग्रन्थकारः 24 प्रकारान् चिकित्सा 24 विविधान् चिकित्सा प्रकारान् विवृणोति ये यथा यत्र योज्याः तथा तान् सः विवृणोति। मंत्रम अरिष्ट उत्कर्तन निष्पीडन चूषण अग्नि परिषेक अवगाह रक्तमोक्षण वमन विरेचन उपधान हृदयावरण अंजननस्य धूम लेह औषध प्रशमनानि प्रतिसारणं प्रतिविषं संज्ञा संस्थापन लेप मृतसंजीवन एवं इमानि 24 अभ्यासजानि विषय संप्रयुक्तव्यानि भवन्ति। तत्र प्रथमतः मन्त्रचिकित्सा वर्तते। बहुषु स्थलेषु बुद्धिवादीनाम् इदं मतं यत् इदं सर्वम् अंधश्रद्धामूलकम् इति। अतः तमेव विषयम् अधिकृत्य अद्य किञ्चित् वच्मि, तदनन्तरम् अग्रतो यास्यामः। So as I explained yesterday, particularly Andhashraddha Nirmulan Samiti is after such people who are using mantra chikitsa, and they are now frightened due to their agitation and maybe legal problems or something like that, legal prosecutions. So one really needs to understand the rationale behind this, and also the potential of mantra chikitsa as such. Truly speaking, any effect has to arise from some kind of energy. And amantram aksharam nasti. Nasti moolam anaushadam. Ayogya purusho nasti. Yojakastatra durlabha has been said. So there is no syllable which is not in. Every syllable can be used as a mantra or something like that. Now it has something to do with the vibrations, with the sound energy as such. And we see varieties of applications of sound wave. Ultrasonography technique itself is based on sound waves. So, if we use sound waves in other instruments or other applications or something, then why it shouldn't be used even in this particular thing? Secondly, we have whole music which is based on sound. It may have good effects, it may have bad effects. Both the things are possible. And particularly the classical music, which is based on ragas, is supposed to be very good. So it has varieties of functions. And this may be vocal, this may be instrumental or something. But still, a particular sound has a particular effect, so to say. And this particularly act on mind. That is most important aspect as such. So, when we have particular mantras to be used with specific purpose or something, they do have specific effect. Only thing is, one has to do mantra siddhi. And when one says one has to do mantra siddhi, he has to observe certain restrictions. And the major restriction is paranna varjana. So he should not be eating prepared by somebody else, excepting his wife or daughter. So only home food he can have from wife or daughter, or he has to cook by himself. And then they have to do japa, particularly in eclipse, moon eclipse or sun eclipse. Otherwise, the power of the mantra gets diminished. And still, there are certain other things that he should not accept any money for that. This is also very common concept in that. Of course, people give you when they are saved or something. But and it's a belief that if you charge money for that, then it doesn't work. So one has to be cautious about that. Now, this Paranna Varjana is itself a very big rule, very difficult to follow kind of rule. And so there are very few people who try to follow this tradition, Mantra Chikitsa. And the number is getting diminished day by day. So what आपण स्वतःचा स्वयंपाक स्वतः करायचा की त्याचे पैसे दिले की झालं? नाही पैसे दिले की हे फार वाटतं. मुलीकडनं लग्न झालेल्या मुलीकडनं घेतलं तर पैसे ठेवायचे असं सिस्टीम होती. So basically it is rather difficult to follow, and that is why the number is diminishing day by day. And if by law this is prohibited as Jajaprana or something like that, and supposed to be Andhashraddha kind of thing, then it becomes even more difficult for these people to survive or to offer their services or something. So, the scientific nature of that has to be revealed in a proper manner, and one has to understand that ultimately it's an energy, and that one can see. Now, the Vedic mantras do have some different power or something like that. In US, Lard had said, Vasanta Lard, that they had recitation of Atharva Shirsha, and there was the magnetic field. And by the end of this Atharva Shirsha, there was Akriti of Ganesha formed by iron powder particles. So, this has something to do. One needs to understand that, and the power of mantra is really supreme. No doubt it has limitations as the rules and restrictions, but still it gives instantaneous relief. And there had been people working for snake bites. And Dada Hardikar had told one story that there was a postmaster in the British rule who knew mantra for snake bite. And somebody would run to him that such a such fellow has been bitten by a snake. Then immediately he would leave whatever work he is doing and do worship and do mantra jap or something like that. From where he is sitting, there only. He doesn't have to travel to see that person, see that snake, etc. etc. The moment he would start, the poisonous effect will get on fading. Now, appeal was made against him that he tries to escape from his services for this reason to the British government. It was thoroughly investigated and it was found true that he was really helping people, not doing any mischief or not trying to avoid his work. And he was allowed to do that. So this was recorded by British government, and they found it true or something like that. Now this story was told by Data Hardikar, but these stories do matter a lot, and now there will be very few people, and those are very much afraid that if they expose their knowledge or if they use their knowledge, they will be punished by law or something like that. So this needs to be changed. But I don't know what's going to happen with Andhashraddha Nirmulan Samiti and other people as such. But Mantra Shastra does really exist, and even while preparation of medicine, it has been said to have Shri Sukta Jap, and this we should really practice, truly speaking, while preparation of medicine. At least the recording is available, we can run the record, and that is fine. Omkar itself is a very good mantra. Omkarashchata shabdashchadvavaito brahmana kantham vitva vidiriyato tainamo mangalo smrito or something like that. And it is anahatanada. and in the later stage of yoga, you can feel it, Omkar, by yourself. So, this itself is Omiti Ekaksharam Brahma, as what has been said. So, one may try to understand all these and try to apply in whatever way they can do or something. That should be fine. But unnecessarily blaming and saying that this is all humbug and it has no sense is really very bad. Arishta, Utkartana, Nishpidana. Arishta might be Bandhana, we'll see. Chushana, Agni Parisheka, Agni Parisheka, Avaga. We may try to go through the text because there will be explanations by Granthakar himself and even by Chakrapani Datta on this. Mantra ityadi. Mantrasya Vishahreshu Shreshtatvat Agre Vidhanam. Yaduttam Visham Tejo Maye Mantre Satya Brahma Tapo Mayehi. Yatha Nivaryate Kshipram Prayukterna Tathaushadaihi. So Sushrutacharya himself is saying Tejo Mayehi Mantrehi Satya Brahma Tapo Mayehi. To Satya Brahma and Tapomaya mantra, Tejomaya mantra, Yatha Nivaryate Kshipram. Immediately he can take care of that Visha. Prayuktarna Tathaushadaihi. This can be controlled with medicines that effectively or something like that. The story of Dada Hardikar's grandfather is also, I think it is, yes, his grandfather. So he had gone to Varanasi for some anushthan. And Trambak Shastri was there in Varanasi, very famous Vaidya, practicing Rasa Shastra medicines. No, Dada Hardikar's grandfather didn't disclose that he is a Vaidya, and he was doing his rituals and anushthan. He was staying in a rented house. It so happened that the landlord's wife got a snake bite. She was immediately taken to Trambak Shastri. Trambak Shastri tried his best, but ultimately he said nothing will work now. She is going to die, definitely. Then his grandfather came to know about this and he said, let me try. And then he did some other chikitsa and maybe some aushadhi chikitsa. I don't know. The wife survived. And patients started coming to him when it was revealed that he is a Vaidya, very good Vaidya. So patients started coming to him. Trambak Shastri asked him, what did you give? So he said, if you are asking as a Vaidya, then you should be knowing it. If you are asking as a layman, then I can't explain you. Somehow there was a dispute between Trambak Shastri and Hardikar Shastri or something like that. But it so happened that patients started coming and he said, I am not here for practice purpose. I am here for Anushthan purpose. So, but it's my duty to give medicines. So he was asking medicines to be sent from Ahmedabad to Varanasi. And practically every day there were medicines going free of cost to patients for about a month or so. And when he finished in Anushtana and came back. But This story again indicates that mantras are more powerful than the medicines as such, and even Sushruta had said it like that. And still long there was a tradition like this in particularly villages, that they won't go to Vaidyas or doctors, they go to mantra chikitsakas and used to get cured. Very few cases would die who are maybe king cobra or something like that. And Manyar is another important snake which is deadly poisonous. But it all depends in what way, at what time, etc. it bites, and then the whether you start treatment immediately or not, etc. अरिष्टाद्विविधः मन्त्रेण रज्वादिभिर्वा विश्वोपरिबन्धः. So either mantra or rajvadibir vishoparibandaha. This is Arishta. So you tie a tight kind of thing. Either it might be abhimantrita or it just be tying, so not allowing the poison to go up or something like that. Upadhanam Visha Sankramanartham Mastake Veshadhanam. So Mastake Veshadhana, this is another important aspect. And particularly now in head injuries, Yashtimadu Gurta Pichu is most important. We need to do the raksha of the marma or the pranas, and Yashtimadu Gurta is most ideal for that. Is there any particular mantra mentioned by our acharyas, or we have to search it from Veda or any source? Unfortunately, I am not much accustomed to these things. There are certain mantras given in letter text or something like that. Now, this Deepak Joshi Kaka, which I mentioned long back, so he has Ayurvedic plantation around 25-30 acres and another land of 200 and 300 acres. So he is doing mantra chikitsa. We tried to learn some mantras from him, and I still utter them every day morning. These are for vanaspatis, and he might be knowing. He said he has varieties of books in his house, and I'm desirous to go and look at his books. There might be we find some books on Mantra Shastra that is possible. But Nigantu Ratnakar and other books may have certain mantras like this. And even those mantras in Charak Sushrit Vagbhata, we should be using. Anyway, we tried to use Brahmadakshash Viruddharendra Bhuchandra Kanvinamana. So I use it whenever I'm giving woman or something like that. Ayurasya Ayurasya Ayur Sarvata Pratishtha Siddhatatvam. This also I use and ask patients to say utter or something like that. Japa, chant those mantras. Now there is a mantra for Stanya Pradurbhava, which we are not using. I have put it in my book, Ayurvedic Yavansheli. So we should be guiding people to use that mantra, just for getting milk, more stanya or something like that. So like that, those which are available in our text, we should start using. That is one thing. And should keep on searching for that. Now there is a mantra for Vanaspati Avahana. Om Rim Chande Hum Fat Swaha. This is the mantra where the herb is to be uprooted or the expected part is to be taken. And before that, Om Namaste Mrita Sambhaya Rasaviri Vivirdi Nivanama Papan. These are 4-5 stanzas, which one should, it's a prarthana for the Vanaspati. We should do it before one day. And then early morning go and bring that herb. That is what is expected. So like that, we should start using, and some mantras would be traditional, transferred from one generation to second generation or something like that. And if you know somebody who knows mantras, then you should try to bring them into practice and let the next generation get accustomed to it. But at least we start using them. Whatever is available with us. Only thing is, as far as possible, uh, stick to home diet. That is one aspect. And at least do japa, mantra japa in eclipses. These two things are very important. On this Guru Purnima, there is Chandra Grahana. Chandra Grahanaच आहे ना? पौर्णिमेला चंद्र ग्रहणच असतं. So we can utilize that. कधी आता आहे? हो, गुरुपौर्णिमेला आहे यावर्षी. गुरुपौर्णिमेला ग्रहण आहे. हो. Longevity of newborn mantra before using Kopula in Rasayan Chikitsa is mentioned in Ashtanga Sangraha. काय कळलं नाही. Longevity of newborn mantra before using Gubbula in Rasayan Chikitsa. Gubbulu mentioned in Ashtanga Sangraha. Okay. Very long back, I saw an interview on TV. A person performing mantra chikitsa on cancer. For every type of cancer he had separate mantra. He claimed very good results. Name don't remember, but I had recorded some part in mobile. We'll try to find it. Okay, that should be fine. Manoj Pirodia. So anyway, as I said, this is energy, sound energy, and so it should have results. And there is no doubt about that. How to use it? There is another example that if you want to kill a tree, you may not have to use a weapon. You can gather and curse that tree. This is followed by Adivasis, and the tree dies on its own. So this is something very strange but true. So it can be used in a positive way, in a negative way, or something like that. And if we really want to use it in a positive way, then it works in positive way. So there is no doubt. So Mastake Visheshadanam, in the head region one has to give medicine. Rudhaya Varanam Rudhaya Rakshakaram Aushadam. So this we try to understand and implement. So this might be used in IHD as well. Though the concept of IHD leading to myocardial infarction, as said in conventional medicine, has something to do with this cholesterol and forming of clot, etc., etc. But for us, there are other aspects like ama, kapha, and udavarta, etc. And besides that, there can be some aspect of this visha as such. So we may try to do Hridaya Raksha, particularly in those cases who are prone to heart attack, might be primary, might be secondary onset of heart attack, and do Hridaya Raksha. Prativisham Vishantara Prayogaha. So for Jangama you give Sthavara and for Sthavara you give Jangama. So Vishantara Prayoga. Mruta Sanjeevanam Vishena Mrutasya Amruta Eva Sanjeevanakaram Bheshajam. So as if one is dead, so like Amruta, one revives it or something like that. Now the Sanjeevani Vidya, which was known by Shukracharya or something like that. And Ch.Chi. tried to acquire it from him or something. This is a big story. But this Mruta Sanjeevani Vidya or Mruta Sanjeevana, this is kind of Agada, and one may try to use that. Shesham Vyaktam Vivarana Granthena Sputam Bhavishyat. So rest is quite clear, and Sharkacharya himself will be explaining it later. Damshattu Visham Dashtasya Avisrutam Venikam Vishak Badhva Nishpidaya Dusham Damsham Uddharen Marma Varajyam Va Tam Damsham Va Chushen Mukhena Yavachurna Pansha Purneda. Avisrutam ite Avyapta Shariram. The visha which has not spread into the body from the damsha. Vedikam Vishak Badhva. Vedikam Badhva विषवारिणिकां बद्ध्वा अनेन च सामान्याभिधानेन मन्त्रव्यापारः अपि अरिष्टानां कथितः मन्त्राद् भिन्ना च अरिष्टा उक्ता. So one may tie it above that bite so that it won't spread further or something. And we can use mantra. Uktancha anyatra arishtamupi mantraischa badniyan mantrako vidaha saturajvadivir baddha vishapratikariinata. So this is arishta, not arishta. So mantra kovid should tie that arishta and rajvadivir baddha. When it is tied with rajju etc. Vishapratikariinata. It opposes the visha. Nishpidayat iti nishpidanena visham galayat. So one has to press and allow the poison to come out. So nishpidanena visham galayat. Uddharet iti utkritya apaharet. Samitat mantra chikitsa is told under the Vipashya Chikitsa for karmaja vyadi. Will it work on doshaja vyadi? Now karmaja vyadi may also respond to Bhajaja Chikitsa to certain extent. It may not fully work for that or something. And many times it's not only Daiva, it is Daiva and Paurusha both together. The portion of Daiva and Karma may vary from person to person. In some persons, Daiva will be more powerful and Karma, Paurusha will be less powerful, or vice versa. There will be some help from Daiva. Karma is more strong, or Paurusha is more strong, and destiny has certain role to play. So even in Manav Aparadha of this lifetime, this may work. The mantra vipashraya will work. Now, mantra vipashraya has instantaneous effect. That is the advantage of mantra chikitsa as such. And so, though it is in classification, it falls under Daiva Pashraya, but this can intermingle, like the classification of dosha prashamana, dosha prapopana, and sastavritta. Many dravyas are common in two groups or something like that. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't fall under that category. It falls under one category, but still may have characteristics of other category as well. Like that also we may look at this. So the under classification we'll find it under the Vipashraya. It may work even for Nija Vikaras caused by doshas and not really by the destiny or something like that. Okay. निष्पीडयत् इति निष्पीडनेन विषयं नालयेत् उद्धरेत् इति उत्कृत्य अपहरेत्. So one may do digging and take out the poison. Marmavarjan mरणिपघातं निषेधति अव्रणे. निषेधति अव्रणे. So if it is on Marmasthana, Dansha is on Marmasthana, then one may not use Shastra, Utkarthana over there. Yavachurnena Paunshana ava Mukhapurnam Visasambandha Pariharartham. So Yavachurna should be taken in the mouth and then Achushana of the poison to be done. And then of course one has to spit it out. But at least it says that Yavachurna doesn't get affected with the Visha. You can hold it and then can throw it or something like that. So maybe Yavachurna we try to use in these cases. Anyway, I have a feeling that Yava is Nitya Shilaniya and like Godhuma. Godhuma is Santarpana, Yava is Apatarpana. So we need to bring into practice Yava and whether in the form of Vyashadisaktu, etc. or in other variety like roti, making roti of it or something. प्रच्छलशृङ्गजलौकाव्यधनैः श्राव्यं ततो रक्तम् रक्ते विषप्रदुष्टे दुष्येत् प्रकृतिस्ततस्तिरेत् प्राणाम्. So, patient is my auntie. Whenever she has lot of mosquito bites, she has immediately after 2-3 hours she has once loose motion. Can you connect comment any why, sir? The Visha should be traveling to the Pakwashe. That is the thing. So, this is a symptom shown. I have not heard a case like this with mosquito bites particularly. But may use Agada, Dushivishari Agada or something. And protection of body from mosquitoes. Now this is again another important aspect, whether to give positive relations to mosquito, particularly for malaria or something like that. This is another big issue, big question. Now it has been known the life cycles of microorganisms have been known, and mosquitoes do play a role of carrying them from one person to another person. And once the infection is there, then there are chances that the person gets infection. Let us see. मुखाने आचूषण करणे आणि शृंग सिरिंज यंत्राने आचूषण करणे यात काही फरक आहे का? I think that now the devices are more available. So if there is nothing available, then mukha achushana is to be done. Otherwise, you can go for some devices. There will not be direct contact of your body with the poison, and you will be safe. There is a tradition of putting the anus of hens over the dosha, and it absorbs the poison. The hen dies, and you have to repeat this procedure till the hen remains alive. Of course, you have to destroy the previous hens. How how many number be? 3, 4, 5, whatever it may be, or something like that. So we are sacrificing hen's life for the poison, so that the poison gets out from the body. Now this tradition is used in villages, and it works. So it might be that when it's a human body, or when it's a living body, it might have a tendency to take it out from this. If we do put some vacuum over there and do achushana or some other way, even then it may come out. But this particular tradition of hen indicates that whenever there is some body touch, it immediately starts coming out. So this might be the thing. So I was saying about the role of mosquitoes in malaria, and how to interpret that in Ayurveda or something like that. Or AIDS, for example. AIDS is sexually transmitted, but it can spread also through saliva or something like that. But let us consider this mosquito bite, and the microorganisms are carried from one person to another person, and they cause disease. And so is the case of swine flu or other diseases right now. So we can call them as Sankramaka Roga, Sankramanti Naram Naram, whatever way. So either it is sexually transmitted or transmitted to some other creatures, animals, small insects, etc., etc. And if it has been scientifically proved, then there is no other way, we have to accept it or something like that. Whether taking care of mosquitoes will save us. To a certain extent, yes. But truly speaking, building our own immunity is most important. So there are going to be problems with this, and if the microorganism is stronger than us, then definitely by whatever way, if it comes in contact with the body, it may affect us. So we may try to protect our body. We need not allow them to grow around us or make mechanical barriers, so to say, to prohibit. Mechanical barriers. Mosquito net is a better option. But anyway, you are not going to kill all mosquitoes, and we don't allow them to survive. That's a better thing to do. And protect our bodies whenever we come in contact with them. And lastly, improve our immunity. So even if there is a bite, we should not get affected by that. So prachana shrunga jalauka vyadhane hi sravyam tato raktam. Prachana shrunga jalauka vyadha. So all ways are to be used for raktmokshana. And rakta srava has to be done. Rakte visha pradushte dushyet prakriti tatastyajet pranam. If rakta becomes visha pradushta, then prakriti also becomes dushta, and then the pranas leave him. Tasmat prakarshane avartamanam pravartyam syat. So with harsh rubbing, forceful rubbing, if the blood is not coming out, then it should be let out. Pravartyam syat. Trikatu gruhadhuma रजनी पंचलवण रोचनाः सवार्ताकाः घर्षणमति प्रवृत्ते वटादिभिः शीतलैः प्रलेपः. So Trikatu Grahadhuma Rajani Panchalavana Rochana and Vartaka along with Vartaka. This is for Garshana. And if there is Atipravrutti of Rakta, then Vatadibhi Shitala Lepa. Vata etc. should be used Shitala for Lepa. Raktam hi Vishadhanam Vayarivagnehe Pradeha Sekaihi Stat Shitaihi Skandati. काय गृहधूम हो आलाय बऱ्याच ठिकाणी पुरी चुलीच होत्या ना ड्यू टू चुल्ली का रोचना might be gorochana because they just say rochana not gorochana, but rochana might be gorochana. So Grihadharma should have been very easily available in houses before. Now it is very rare, and these to be used for Garshana to let the blood out, and if it is too much, then Vatadibhi Shitale Lepa. Raktam hi Vishadhanam Vayu Agnehe Pradeha Sekaistat Shita Skandati Tasmin Skande Vyapayati Vishavegaha. So these kinds of cause-effect relationships are more important for us. Rakta is the site for Visha, or is the Adhar for Visha. Vayuriva Agni. Like Vayu is Adhana for Agni. Pradeha Sekaistat Shitaihi Skandati. With Shita Pradeha Seka, it stops there. It doesn't move anymore or something like that. Now, when we think of chemotherapy being used and bloodborne metastasis or bloodborne transfer of disease is very common. So, blood has natural affinity for poison and it gives shelter to Visha, and then along with the blood, it can move to other places. Now, it has been my experience that, particularly in oral cancer, when we use Jalokavacharan, when there is a wound, big wound, and it's oozing, it's very painful. By using Jaloka and letting the blood out, it gives relief instantaneously. Sometimes people bleed on their own, and that relieves the pain. So it indicates that the doshas are particularly in the rakta, and if that rakta is let out, then you get relief. Like that, Visha Achushana Kartana Raktastrav होणारच आहे, तरी पुन्हा रक्त आचूषण अवघर्षण सांगितले आहे. No, if it is not coming out, then this is to be done. So, avartamanam. Prakarshani asruk avartamanam. If it is not coming out, then this is to be used. If it is flowing on its own, or it is coming out through achushana, then there is no need of prakarshana. But supposing that if it doesn't come out, then one has to do that. And if it is ati pravritta, then you have to use this pradeha and seka or something like that. And shita, then there is kandana of the rakta, and kanne vyapayati vishayvegaha. Vishavega, if visha is traveling from one part of the body to another part of the body, then it is more troublesome or something. So this might be adjuvant therapy for chemotherapy as such. Now there is one chemoembolization therapy in conventional medicine used particularly for liver cancers. So you have to inject that chemotherapeutic drug directly into the tumor, and within the tumor it starts destructing the tumor. And as compared to the spread is not there in the body, so the side effects are less, and we have targeted action or something like that. That is what conventional medicine is trying to do now. But if we are able to do this Kanda Chikitsa around that thing, around the tumor, so that the visha doesn't spread into other body parts, the poison, chemotherapy poison, that might be a better, giving a better result in allopathy, in conventional medicine. So, skannatva is cryosurgery is also used now, and it uses very cool temperature so that the things are frozen, and this was being done. I think this is being done for cataract now. And the surgeons have two kinds of weapons today. One is cauterization, which is heat treatment, and another is cryo, which is cold treatment. Both are used in particular ways. If cancer is manifested by the nidana of Garavisha or Krutrima Visha, then all the Chikitsa modalities for cancer has to be in the form of Shita Chikitsa or what, sir? That is true. Now, whether the Shita Chikitsa is going to help in this particular way when it is spread all over the body or something like that. What kind of Shita Chikitsa are we going to do? Being a Visha, Shita Chikitsa is required or something like that. Tumor is direct Agni Karma. ट्यूमरला डायरेक्ट अग्निकर्म केले तर शल्यकर्म शी मदत घेऊन. This is also done like chemo embolization. There is chemo, this radio embolization as such. If the tumor is pinpoint or a specific place, and if we are able to reach that place properly or something like that, then this is possible. In rectal cancers, they may give internally radiotherapy, which is like this Agni Karma. So it is possible to certain extent. Only thing is we need to protect the surrounding part, which is normal tissue, and that should be kept cool, and only that affected part is to be burnt or something like that. Anyway, there are scientists working for this all over the world. In Japan, they developed a new technique for breast cancer. So you have to cut the blood supply of the breast, inject chemotherapy drug into that so that it kills cancer cells, and then again you do anastomosis and restart the blood supply. This is direct action, as what they say. I don't know whether this technique has become common. I have not heard anything of this in India as such, but this was heard that they are trying to do that. But this is a focused approach, and our approach is more holistic, going to the root cause. But when the tumor is too big, it is too troublesome or something like that, at least for giving relief, if we can use these kinds of treatment, that is also fine. But it's difficult. And generally even chemoembolization may have later effects that it can spread the cancer or something like that. It does kill the tumor, but there are growths in surrounding region because the chemotherapy drug escapes into that, though it is pinpoint or something like that. And one thing should be borne in mind: when the chemotherapy injection is being given through saline, utmost care has to be taken to watch the patient that the saline doesn't go out. I have seen worse cases in which it has come out of the vein and it has literally burnt everything, and it is just negligence of the nurse, that's all. So it has to be brought to notice of the nurse or the doctor, whatever it may be, immediately, to prevent further damage. I had seen the swollen hand of a woman. It was burnt like eggplant. So this was just horrible, and the whole hand was really burnt, and she died of the complications of this due to septicemia. Cancer remained away or something like that. So this is something horrible, and one should take care of that. So anyway, we conclude today and continue on Tuesday. Anyway, I'm traveling to Bangalore tomorrow and shall be returning on Monday, and Monday is Amavasya. So we'll continue on Tuesday. आयुर्वेद प्रकाण्डो निगदितैः हि शल्यतन्त्र प्रधानः शिष्येभ्यः शाश्वतोऽयं निखिलजनकृपा व्याप्तचित्तेन येन आयुर्वेदस्य वाञ्छन् पुनरपि भुवने ताञ्च सुष्ठु प्रतिष्ठां श्रेष्ठं धन्वन्तरिं तं प्रणमति च सदा वैद्यवर्गो हि नूनं वैद्यवर्गो हि नूनं विरम्यते व्याख्यानव्यापारात् मंगलवासरे पुनरपि मिलिष्यामः।